Welcome all, and thanks for attending this very exciting session today. Today we will be launching the Young Ambassadors program, and the moderator of the first session is Milan Baltov, and he's the Black Sea Syria GSO member, as well as he's the co-chair of the group of senior officials, and he's the vice rector of Burgas Free University. And Milan, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Boris. Good morning from Burgas, Bulgaria, the Black Sea coast. It is the Burgas Free University. You keep the memories, the venue of the European Maritime Day in 2018. Before introducing the Deputy Minister of Education and Sciences of the Republic of Bulgaria and our colleague, the Black Sea Connect coordinator, let me greet you all with the International Black Sea Day coming tomorrow. Our Cherno More, Mare Negro, Karadeniz, and Cherno More. And now I give the floor to Mustafa Özil, who is the Black Sea Connect project coordinator. It's also associate professor at the Mediterranean University Matthew. Mustafa, what were the main achievements popping out from the first day of the discussions over the research and innovation in the Black Sea on the topic of empowering the next generation for healthy, resilient, and productive Black Sea?
Thank you very much, Professor Baltov. I'm honored to be presenting a summary of yesterday's activities. Also, I will try to respond to your questions. So if I may have our slides up on screen. Can I please? As you know, yesterday, many of the participants who are also with us today were here. We had over 130 different distinct stakeholder participants, which was a great achievement in our regard. So yes, if you can go to the next slide, please. I will very briefly present the concept behind our initiative and the focus of yesterday's workshop. As many of you know, our seas and oceans are under the adverse influence of many different stresses. We call them multiple stresses. Some of them are, of course, climate warming related. Some of them are anthropogenically originated stresses. And Black Sea is also under the influence of these stresses. But in the next slide, you will also see that the Black Sea has unique features. Just as in other sea basin, Black Sea has unique features. For example, it's already most of its volume is anoxic, so the deoxygenation problem is already acute in this basin. On the other hand, there are also the basin also presents many opportunities in terms of transportation, harboring many major seaports. It's an archive of climate of the past 5 million years. Many rivers actually flow. The catchment area is almost 5 times larger than the basin itself. So there is a big potential actually for a sustainable blue economy in the waters, coasts, and the sea basin of the Black Sea. So in the face of this challenges but also opportunities, in the next slide you will see different versions of our strategic research and innovation agenda. This is in a way it's this agenda, it's this common vision and commonly agreed set of actions that are bringing us together here. As you see, we have already translated our strategic research innovation agenda to the languages of the Black Sea citizens, different citizens living around the Black Sea. And with these actually versions, we have conducted intensive stakeholder consultation in the past couple of months. So in the next slide, you will see our strategic research innovation agenda does have 4 different pillars, focusing from science, to blue economy and capacity building. So they are equally important. In the next slide again, you will be able to see how we got here, which is an intensive work in the past 3 years with the launch of the Black Sea Blue Growth Initiative in 2017. Now the launch of the Bulgars Vision Paper. It was followed by the launch of the Strategic Research and Innovation Agenda in Bucharest last year, and now we are here on the occasion of the launch of our Black Sea Young Ambassadors. So a brief summary of yesterday's activities. We had a plenary, very important plenary, participated by all country representatives who summarized their latest stakeholder consultation in their own countries. So we had we were able to reach over 600 stakeholders in these national level consultations. We must also say that despite the COVID pandemic, we had the positive impact of conducting these meetings online in terms of acquiring a large amount of input and data, which we are still analyzing. So the workshop in the next slide, you will see that it was moderated by Ana Teresa Quetano from DGRTD, and many different data, quantitative results were presented. And we will make sure that these results will be available through Black Sea Connect online channels. And also, as many of you know, in the next slide, now the objective of our initiative is to come up with a first draft of the implementation plan based on these national level inputs, but also based on international level inputs, such as we obtained from meetings of yesterday. And in the next slide, we have also, yesterday, we have analyzed the situation and we realized that we need to now also take into account the impacts of COVID when we prepare our implementation plan draft. Thanks to high-level participation from DGRTD, Ziggy, Ruber, Diana Perse from External Action Service, and Isabel Villon from DG Mare, and we had also the group of senior officials, members of all countries. Here you see Mr. Simonov from Russia. We were able to actually come up with a few conclusions. While the research and innovation has been acknowledged to slow down, sectors are recovering, and there are new opportunities, especially in digitization, and many more unknown opportunities we are just realizing. But we have concluded that sharing, especially in the post-COVID era, sharing of ideas, results, sharing of our progress, and going together, moving together will be very, very important. So these were the main results of yesterday, Professor Balto, and I will be available if any questions arise. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mustafa. Really exciting full day. And now let me introduce our Deputy Minister of Education and Science, Mrs. Karina Angelieva. Mrs. Creativity could be the name after our Deputy Minister, as she was the one to establish and promote young researchers clubs for more than 15 years. But she was also the lady to bring the tough administrative improvements when she was a general director in the past to what stands now as managing authority to the Science and Education for Smart Growth Operational Program in Bulgaria. Before stepping in the shoes of a deputy minister, she was a research and science attaché at the Bulgarian representation at the European Union in Brussels, and I'm sure with a bright future at the European Commission soon. So, Mrs. Angelieva, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Milan. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you nicely.
Thank you so much for this introduction. I'm really honored. It's most of the words match still to me. So you are the Black Sea Ambassador, because I was myself a diplomat. I'm in research for many years. So the only problem is you're not so young anymore. But I think today event is really great. Thank you so very much for this warm welcome first. And I think it's even much nicer that we are organizing this event on basically on the day of the Black Sea, which is really really nice. The only thing I regret, of course, that we can't meet in person. And even what I regret that we can't be on the Black Sea, unfortunately. But I do hope that next year we can meet our young ambassadors really in white. What to tell you, really, apart my great thankfulness to this invitation, of course, I want also to thank the European Commission and personally Ziggy and her team, because they are working really hard to keep the Black Sea strategic agenda on the in the focus of European efforts to strengthen not only maritime research, but to strengthen basically blue economy including in our region. I believe that we should be much more ambitious because the region is important and as the previous speaker said, there is potential, much more potential that we're exploring. But I would like to stress that we shouldn't we should change the narrative, you know. There is not only potential, we just must do it. It's really high time that the strategic agenda is on the spot. It is also basically objects that are targeted funding both on European level, both on our members part of the Black Sea Cooperation level, and it's extremely important to see this region well integrated from the point of view of ecological challenges, sea pollution, but also, I must say, some security challenges. And now, I don't know how much time I have because I have this format, but it's not good to talk about. But really, allow me 1 minute to address our young ambassadors. It's really a fantastic initiative because, as I said, it's a change in active to be more bold, maybe even participating in the European conversation and the future of the region. But also maybe we need to change the, how to say, our awareness. And this initiative involving young ambassadors, I think, really can help a bit also in our countries to raise awareness among citizens, politicians, and industry stakeholders that they also should make their efforts. Because again, the day that I'm saying, it's work, it's our homework. And of course, it's not easy because we live in a very specific region, also in the very of Europe. So you know very well my position for the future of the European research area. My position is that we need much more inclusiveness, which means not necessarily that per se we receive more funding because we deserve or we are lagging behind. Not at all. Inclusiveness means that we have to be part of the debate for excellence, to reform our systems, but to be also part of the debate how to go together with the rest. And of course, we have a particular focus on the brain circulation, because it can be that we are constantly full of talents that lead this region. It's really a good debate, but we have to acknowledge this and to appreciate our European partners that it's not an negligible discussion, and we really should invest more, not because of some geographical principle, but really because of evidence of brain drain. So I really hope that these young ambassadors of Black Sea become a kind of a label, and we will be able to have much more creative and innovative ideas. Why not? Starting from here. So thank you once again very much. I do wish good luck to the event and hope to see you very soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Katerina. Really inspiring message before the speech of our commissioner. But now allow me again to give the ball back to Mustafa with a short question. Mustafa, what was the really interesting feedback from the overview of the anti-COVID measures towards the research and innovation that were taken in the Black Sea countries? in the past 6 months?
Yeah, thank you, Milan. It's a really important question, and we had very detailed, actually, summary of the situation in different Black Sea countries on how they are trying to respond to the COVID-19 pandemic. Of course, the impact on research innovation, the immediate impact seems like happened on, of course, halting of the research and innovation activities. Since we are dealing with maritime and marine research and innovation, of course, the sea operations themselves halted, especially research expeditions. Many institutions now, they are actually restarting, relaunching, and continuing with utmost care, of course, their expeditions. We have also actually learned important feedback on sectors, maritime sectors. Transport was affected, but seems like it's recovering. But seems like the countries and organizations around Black Sea and European Union already started different programs directly supporting the sectors and research as well. For example, calls we learned from a couple of I think Bulgaria and Turkey. I remember that they have launched calls specific to the COVID-19 research and pandemic. And as you know very well, I didn't have a chance to present in our summary, but maybe I can briefly mention it. As Black Sea Connect, we are also now launching joint action, so transnational joint action on the impact of COVID-19 on the ecosystem recovery, ecosystem of the Black Sea. So we will really take stock of the very detailed panel discussion yesterday. We will analyze those results and also present in our webpage. But we will also encourage our Black Sea Connect partners and the country representatives to look at the situation in detail in their own countries, and we will try to reach out to different data. We will share data with each other to understand what happened to Black Sea, the costs, was the health of the coast affected. We will also try to identify positive impacts of COVID. It's in a way unique experiment that happened in the Black Sea in many different sea basins. With the temporary halting of different sectors or transportation, maybe we may be able to identify some important clues on the resilience of the Black Sea ecosystem that we wouldn't have a chance to identify otherwise. So in the next few months, the Black Sea Connect will be supporting the countries in the frame of this joint action to further identify the impacts, positive and negative impacts of COVID-19 on the Black Sea ecosystem and its blue growth sectors.
Thank you, Boris. I think we still have a couple of minutes, and we shall come back, but I'm not quite sure whether it's honest to say, but still we started already discussing something like a cover to the Pan-European Hackathon that happens under the initiative of our Commissioner, Mrs. Gabriel. So we're really thinking of launching Black Sea hackathon on the COVID-19 reaction in research and innovation. And yesterday when I mentioned the Bulgarian actions, really it was a very, very prompt reaction from our ministry. Even in the starting days of April, there was a call launched on the anti-COVID in the research in Bulgaria, and a lot of support for Bulgarian organizations to manage and to join international alignments in this case. Yes, I'm not quite sure. I still think there is some time, but maybe instead of coming back to Mustafa, maybe it will be nice to give the ball to Associate Professor Baras Salioğlu. Baras Salioğlu is the director of the project, Black Sea Connect, but also he is head of key department at the Mediterranean University, and as yesterday it was mentioned, was the starting figure, and with his charisma and knowledge, the leader of the whole Black Sea Syria initiative. So, Boris, I think it's a time. Yes, you will present our Commissioner for Innovation, Research, Culture, Education and Youth, Mrs. Maria Gabriel, but maybe before that you can also share a few words about the project.
Thank you, Milan, for your very nice words. Actually, we also have a 2-minute movie to play, and it would be good if we can play that for our participants while we are trying to get connected to Commissioner Gabriel. And thanks a lot for the first session. I thank both Mustafa and the Deputy Minister. And hopefully within a few minutes we will get connected to Commissioner Gabriel. Well, the Commissioner has connected, but we are having troubles to have her visual. So I would like you to, wait for another minute or so. I'm very sorry about that, but we are trying to solve the problem.
Yes.
Can I?
Yes,
Milan?
sure.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Actually, to be very honest, please interrupt me when the Commission comes in.
Yeah.
But to be very honest, I think we achieved very much yesterday with yesterday's meeting, but also with the work that already has been done in the national consultations. And I got some notes from each of the countries that are very converging. So implementation-wise, I think it would be more or less straightforward to do it, because many countries have experienced the same kind of importance in the tasks mentioned in the SRIA. Now, the most important issue that we have to think is that for all the times...
I'm very sorry.
No, it's fine. The most important...
Commissioner Gabriel is online, and we need to test with her if she can hear us.
Okay, I'm muting.
And, dear Commissioner, can you hear us?
Yes, I hear you.
Welcome, dear Commissioner. Sorry about this inconvenience. And dear Commissioner, it's a really great honor for us to have you here today with us. And I am the moderator of this first session, and I am Professor of Oceanography from Middle East Technical University, Institute of Marine Sciences, Turkey, and I'm also the coordinator of the Black Sea Connect project. And with your permission, I would like to briefly introduce you to our participants. And Commissioner Maria Gabriel from Bulgaria is serving as European Commissioner for Innovation, Research, Culture, Education and Youth since 2019. Commissioner Gabriel also served as European Commissioner for Digital Economy and Society between 2017 and 2019. She was previously a member of the European Parliament from 2009 to 2017, where she was involved in migration policy, relations between EU and Africa, women's rights and gender equality, agriculture and rural development, and the Danube strategy. Also, it is very important that initiatives related to young people take a central place in Commissioner Gabriel's activities. I would like to repeat that it is such a great honor for us that Commissioner Gabriel is amongst us today on a special occasion to launch the Black Sea Young Ambassadors Program. Dear Commissioner Gabriel, I would like to kindly invite you to take the floor, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much, dear Deputy Minister, Mrs. Angelieva, dear Karina, dear high-level representatives, dear scientists, dear Black Sea Young Ambassadors, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, it's a great pleasure for me to join you today and announce the launch of the Black Sea Young Ambassadors Program. But at first, I would like to thank the Bulgarian representatives and the Black Sea Connect team for the invitation to participate in this conference on the day just before celebrating the International Black Sea Day, 31st of October. I would like to thank also the representatives of all Black Sea countries involved and present today for their work and engagement. Taking the opportunity of being today with you, I would quote the verses of the Bulgarian poet Hristo Fotev. The sea is not a fiction, and happiness exists. While sitting on the Black Sea coast, contemplating its beauty and serenity, we do not realize how little we know about it. Here is some interesting information. The Black Sea is a unique natural treasure, rich in biodiversity, heritage, and natural resources that offers a population of around 160 million citizens many opportunities to improve their welfare. Its marine basin, with 18 major seaports along the coastline of almost 5,000 kilometers, can be considered a natural laboratory for science and innovation. However, issues such as climate change and its impact on sea levels rising, declining fish stocks, as well as human-induced factors, are challenges that we need to tackle together via common solutions. Research, innovation, and cooperation between key stakeholders and countries play a crucial role in increasing the understanding of the Black Sea. The results of such cooperation and research feed into the development of evidence-based solutions and trigger innovation. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate all of you for bringing the Black Sea Strategic Research and Innovation Agenda forward with success. We are encouraging innovative research and international cooperation through Horizon 2020, which will continue with its successor, Horizon Europe. You remember last year we launched a call of 80 million euro under Horizon 2020 targeting the Black Sea. The proposals submitted are currently under evaluation, and we expect to be able to announce the successful winners very soon. Association to the European Framework Programme on Research and Innovation is another important tool to widen international cooperation in science and technology, jointly addressing common challenges, prioritizing investment, improving access to excellence, translating research and innovation results into the economy, and deepening the European research area are the four important objectives of the new European research area I presented last month. And I would like to bring to your attention that the ERA Hubs policy initiative and the ERA for You initiative are just few examples of initiatives that will be launched for this purpose. Research innovation, we all know, are crucial but not sufficient. We must engage with citizens, including our youth, and with the international community, and to communicate in different ways. We need to restore the Black Sea biodiversity and decarbonize its blue economy. And to this end, we need to empower young people to better connect with Black Sea, to value and safeguard it. Yet, there is a considerable lack of awareness among citizens and decision makers about the opportunities and challenges of the Black Sea. That's why the main challenge is to create a link from information to knowledge and awareness and to mobilization to act. However, a major problem for mobilization is the lack of connection of citizens. And for that, I'm very glad that together we are showing examples how we can involve young people and empower them. We have to allow them to share their own Black Sea stories, connect their culture and traditions to the sea, and we should have faith in them that they would find effective solutions. I believe that the Black Sea Young Ambassadors Program
can serve as an instrument to equip the young generations with the skills, education, and training needed to become even more leaders of positive change and sustainable development. That's why our ambition is to create a network and connect our young ambassadors along and across the Black Sea region. I also see the potential of connecting it to other networks, such as the All Atlantic Ocean Youth Forum and young ambassadors to share best practices. Our tools of education, culture, research should be used to engage all citizens, starting from the early age on these crucial topics, the oceans, seas, and climate change. And as the oceans and seas make up for more than 70% of the planet, we should not forget that without blue, there would be no green. I also expect you to have a close look at our missions within Horizon Europe program, especially the mission on healthy oceans, seas, coastal and inland waters. A mission to help us to protect what we still have and to recover what has been lost. We proposed set of actions which are time-bound, realistic and measurable. And a mission can develop and thrive if everyone is involved. Our mission on ocean, seas and internal waters will champion new exploration through science, research and innovation. It will excite you through the surprise of new discoveries and solutions which matter to you. Our ambition is the recovery and regeneration of European marine and freshwater ecosystems by 2030. To achieve it, we propose 5 blocks of actions illustrated by the metaphor of a starfish. They are directed to stop the pollution in our oceans, seas and waters, restoring biodiversity and water ecosystems, making the blue economy more sustainable by promoting carbon-neutral technologies and developing innovative solutions to reduce the environmental footprint of human activities. We need your help to better understand the Black Sea, to change the way we act, consume, and make business and policy. We want you to become part of the solution. And the Black Sea Youth Ambassadors would work together not only to exchange information, not only to exchange best practices, but really to help us to design a joint roadmap of actions to scale up their efforts. That's why I insist so much that it will be important first, of course, to see our network with young ambassadors on Black Sea working together, but after to see how they can exchange these practices with other networks like All Atlantic Ocean Youth Ambassadors. Because we all know that if you'd like to have real results with this ambitious mission, we need to engage all of you with the ocean and seas. That means that we need to engage more and more citizens through education, training and culture. That is why in our mission there is a concrete recommendation to have a European Ocean, Seas and Water Education, Training and Culture program. That's one of the key components of the proposed mission. And we also would like to create, reskill and upskill a new blue workforce for people of all ages, focusing also in women. We have a very particular and concrete initiative. It's our initiative Digital Twin. We would like to establish an online platform for science and society interaction. And with the coastal tourism program, we want to promote sustainable and efficient ecotourism, especially among young people. Let me also highlight another example. This is the European Citizen Science Campaign initiative called Plastic Pirates Go Europe. Its main target group are school pupils and their teachers. We'll provide them with kits to collect data and monitor plastics in our rivers, seas and oceans. The involvement of all Europeans can enhance the data collection so that we understand better the origins of plastic waste in our waters. I would like to support the European-wide rollout in the context also of the other missions of Horizon Europe directed to smart cities, climate adaptation, and HSOs and food. Another important topic is synergies. We need to establish synergies not only internally with the Horizon Europe program and the European education area and the Erasmus Plus program, but we need synergies between the different missions. How to link climate adaptation mission with the mission on oceans and seas. Example, extreme weather events, climate neutral cities with coastal cities and ports. The cancer mission links between the marine environment and human health. Last month, you know that we received the mission's final report, and I rely on all of you to participate in the co-creation and implementation of their portfolios of actions and projects. And this can be achieved only through the active cooperation, eco-ownership of European citizens, national, regional, and local authorities, businesses, other stakeholders, as well as you, young ambassadors. And on our side, you can count on our support to continue to offer opportunities, not only with Horizon Europe, but with our programs Erasmus+, the European Solidarity Corps, as well as the knowledge and innovation communities of the European Institute of Innovation and Technology. I would like to insist here on the positive opportunities that we have with Marie Skłodowska-Curie Actions, with COST, networking actions, or the European Research Area chairs. And I would like to share with you that we are already reflecting on a blue Erasmus to see how the program can support the delivery of the Oceans and Seas mission and find possible synergies with the European Green Deal. And finally, I would like to insist, we need now actions. It's very beautiful to have initiatives. It's good to exchange information and best practices, but we need to act together at all levels. European institutions, member states and regions, neighbor countries, the Black Sea Economic Cooperation Organization, citizens, the young generations, businesses and social partners, and especially the research and knowledge community. We all have to team up. That is why we are gathered here today virtually in order to launch this Black Sea Young Ambassadors program. And because, as I already mentioned it, it is really about equipping our young people with knowledge, with life experience and skills that need to thrive as ocean leaders, to act as a voice for connecting societies around the Black Sea. Because our responses cannot wait tomorrow. That's why we need your engagement now. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. And now I would like that our young ambassadors, we have selected 3 of them to interact with today. So they will introduce themselves to you and they are ready for your questions. Would you like to ask your questions first, or they should introduce themselves, dear Commissioner?
Well, I can start in this case. It's a great pleasure to address immediately our young ambassadors, and I'd like really to thank them, because as you already have seen with my introductory speech, for me what is important, that we need your active engagement, your participation and your creativity to overcome the challenges. That's why I would like really to challenge you for the first time in your new endeavor and ask one of our young ambassadors a very simple question. What is one thing you can do to change the future of the Black Sea?
Dear Commissioner Gabriel, thank you for being with us today. I am Salome and I am from Georgia. I am a PhD researcher and my field is blue growth. I am honored to answer this very crucial question. The future of the Black Sea lies in our capability to forge a blue identity for all. The one thing I can do as a young ambassador is to contribute to development of blue identity through first developing the literacy about the Black Sea. This concerns empowering people towards protection of the biodiversity of the Black Sea, reducing pollution and helping citizens to adapt to climate change. In order to fulfill these objectives, I plan to integrate new social media tools for action. because social media can be powerful as a discussion about the results or questionable issues, enables our community to be involved and enriched. But also being a field connecting with the people in real world for impact is very crucial. With my fellow ambassadors, we will organize sampling days like cleanups and also ask our government what they are doing to fight against the Black Sea ecosystem threats, how they are restoring degraded coast. We will be contesting fake news and getting ourselves on the local TV. We will be built on the plenty of good innovative ideas from young people and like ourselves in webinars under the European Union for Ocean Literacy platform. In fact, indeed, I want to lead us to become the young ambassadors. We plan to change the existing reality around the Black Sea and to develop the protection, the blue identity. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, dear Salome. First of all, I would like really to raise again how important is what you said, that today's young people's leadership is characterized by the strong connection between online actions and offline impact. And believe me, on my side, you can count on my support and my previous experience as digital commissioner, because you raised some very, very important issues. And I definitely see the great added value of your action. For me, what is really important, and it's one of your main messages that I appreciate a lot, that you're always thinking how to bring the many benefits of Black Sea closer to the hearts of our people, because without citizens and without close actions between our government and our citizens on the local ground, it will be very difficult to achieve better results. So thank you very much for helping us to improve things towards a sustainable Black Sea. Now, can I ask our second ambassador, how you think you can help in engaging Black Sea young generations and citizens more actively?
Здравейте, комисар Габриел. Много се радваме, че сте с нас днес. I'm Stefania. I'm an early career researcher from Bulgaria. When we came together as the young ambassadors for the Black Sea, we realized, as you also said, that a major problem is the disconnection of the public from science. To solve this, we think we should make science more personal and inclusive by involving the citizens in the scientific process and explaining in plain words what we're aiming at, and motivating them towards this Black Sea blue identity. We think they can be really helpful in gathering data and providing missing information in many areas. And there have been many successful initiatives in Europe that have been doing that. The example you mentioned, the Plastic Pirates campaigns in Germany and Portugal and Slovenia, are really great and also relevant to the Black Sea with the large rivers flowing. We as young ambassadors plan to organize similar campaigns in concert in all Black Sea countries to bring attention to the problem and hopefully gradually fill the gaps on the knowledge on the extent of marine plastic pollution in the Black Sea. And finally, if I may, another great way to connect everyone, citizens and scientific institutions, both nationally and internationally, by organizing sampling days or campaigns on special days such as World Ocean Day or Black Sea Day, why not, where people will collect samples or species and send them to labs to be analyzed. And by doing that, we will stress that we're all in this together, and that if everyone takes part in its protection, the Black Sea can be amazingly rich and diverse. Благодаря ви много.
Благодаря много, Стефания. Thank you very much. Dear Stefania, what I can see already, that the added value of our young ambassadors like you, it's not only very well understood but especially that you put at the heart of your actions the creativity on how to embark on new and connective ways of doing science in the future, but also what I appreciate a lot, that you insist how much it is important to communicate results of science to citizens, explaining why science matters and bring solutions to their daily lives. That's why I very much appreciate that you already proposed to have some targeted actions, but I will use this opportunity to invite you and the entire network of young ambassadors to join me in a new initiative that I will launch very, very, very soon. It's Researchers at School, because it's good to have actions on the occasion of Black Sea Day or for another international day. But my intention is really to have permanent actions in order really to encourage our young people how important is your work, to see that, to appreciate the value, and to make them dreaming about a career like yours. So thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Now, my third question for our third ambassador. Well, I already raised the importance of synergies between different European programs, different European funds, and I mentioned a lot of them. So my question is here, how the European funds can help you. What would you like to see as action coming from European Union to help early career scientists? And is there anything else that you'd like to ask us to help your careers?
Thank you, Commissioner Gabriel. I'm Florin, an early stage researcher from Romania, and I am very much honored to respond to this important issue. I think that the Black Sea countries have many bright and talented young minds. The EU is the essential structure to address our shared problems, and we rely on the young scientists to achieve the European Green Deal objectives and accelerate the Black Sea Blue growth. The EU has a great mechanism for young scientists, the Marie Skłodowska-Curie Fellowship. Nevertheless, this call is highly competitive, and in order to increase the success rate of Black Sea early career scientists, one needs host institutions with upgraded research infrastructure and a more attractive, better funded research environment as present in the Western European counterparts. We need a Europe that cares more about the inequalities that affect young scientists, and the young ambassadors can speak about these problems with the policymakers. Actually, two pillars of the strategic research and innovation agenda of the Black Sea are dedicated to action addressing fundamental research challenges and supporting youth and education. A solution that may be proposed to address the research and innovation divide in Europe can be a form of financing through targeted seed grants in order to support the young scientists studying the Black Sea Basin to make the Black Sea great. And we thank you all for being with the Black Sea Young Ambassadors today.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Florin. First of all, I'm glad that you appreciate already the contribution that we have with our Marie Skłodowska-Curie program. But you are right, you raised always this frustrating question about the percentage of projects that we can finally fund. And I very much appreciate that you raised the issue of how to tackle the R&I divide, because it's one of my priorities, it's a fact. And that's why I would like to share with you that my intention is to present a new widening 2.0 strategy. It's already elaborated together with my team as part of the Horizon Europe program. And now you gave me a very good idea how to link this widening strategy with our mission on oceans in order to have targeted investment for this kind of program, for creating a platform and allowing young researchers and talents like you to join us and to help us find solutions. So believe me, there will be a real follow-up of what you already raised here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, dear Commissioner Gabriel. I would like to thank you for making your time and being here with us, and thanks a lot for this very insightful and motivational speech, and thanks for launching our Young Black Sea Ambassadors program. And you can be sure that we will take your invitation on taking action very seriously, and we will do so hand in hand with the other basins. Thanks a lot. Best regards.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Stay safe. And yes, please continue to make us proud of your talent, your vision, and your ideas. We count on you. And you can count on my firm support. Thank you very much.
Thank you. This means a lot to us, and we appreciate. Have a nice day and stay well. Okay, so it's time, dear participants, for let's say 5 minutes comfort break, and then we will continue with another excellent and very exciting session on listening to all our ambassadors, and also this will be an interactive panel together with ambassadors from the other basins and other programs, and this will be moderated by Ziggy Gruber. So let's meet in 5 minutes at 10:45.
I'm ready. I put on my video. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah, Ezgi, please.
Yeah, and dear all, we will continue with the second session of today, and this session is on young ambassadors, of course, ambassadors' vision, goals, and ongoing ambassadors program. And today's moderator is Ziggy Gruber. She's head of the Healthy Oceans and Seas units from DG Research and Innovation. And Ziggy, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Boris, and good morning to all the participants, and in particular to our young ambassadors from the Black Sea. And after the inspiring session that we have had, I think we know what we need to do. And so I'm going to chair this session. I am very pleased and honored to have this opportunity to really introduce to you all the ambassadors from the Black Sea. We have heard 3 of them, but we have many more. So let's start now with you. Tell us, please, who you are and what connects you to the Black Sea. And remember, you have 45 seconds. Thank you. Okay, can we have the first one? Yeah.
Yes. Hi, Ziggy. Hi, all. I'm Irina Gancheva from Bulgaria. I'm a PhD student at Sofia University in Oceanography, and currently I'm also a young graduate trainee at the European Space Agency. I study Black Sea surface using satellite data, tracking anthropogenic pollution, and I'm really passionate about passing scientific knowledge to others, and I'm really looking forward to using the Young Ambassador platform to do that more actively. Thank you.
Thank you, Rina. Stefania. No, Jennifer.
Hi, my name is Jennifer. I'm from Bulgaria. Nice to meet you all here today. I'm a young scientist. I have a bachelor degree in marine science and a master's in oceanography. And now I'm working in the Institute of Oceanology here in Bulgaria. And next year I will be starting my PhD focusing on studying fluxes in the Black Sea coastal waters. So that's how I'll be connected to the Black Sea for the next couple of years. Thank you.
Thank you. Stefania?
Hi, I'm Stefania Klein. I'm a marine biologist at the Institute of Biodiversity and Ecosystem Research in Bulgaria. I study benthic invertebrates and their biology and ecology. I've always loved the sea, and the Black Sea is my sea, so that's how I'm connected to it. I believe it's our responsibility to protect it. Thank you.
Thank you. Now let's move to Georgia. Mariam.
Hello, do you see me? I am sorry for that I'm in the metro. First, I am from Georgia, and I'm a master graduate student of natural resources. Even I am happy to be part of this network because I have more inspired by this initiative, and I'm passionate about how it's Black Sea, because Georgia is a region of Black Sea, and I hope for the productive cooperation between us together. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Salome.
Hello, dear attendees. I am Salome Gobayte from Georgia. I am PhD student at Tbilisi State University, and my connection with Black Sea begins when I first heard the term blue economy, and I decided to undertake my future doctoral dissertation on this subject. And for me, Black Sea is a door to the new tangible opportunities and hope for future. And it is also the opportunity to make real changes and drive the future of the Black Sea to the better. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's move now to Moldova. Elena. If Elena is not, are you connected?
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm Elena Kuligin. I'm an ecological chemistry researcher at the Institute of Chemistry, and also I'm a program manager within the NGO National Environmental Center. Well, I am passionate about science, ecology, and raising awareness within the population people about environmental pollution and ways to reduce it.
Thank you. Tatiana.
Hello everyone, my name is Tatiana. Since my study field is international relations, a lot of information here was a discovery for me, and it's a great honor to be a part of the first launch of Black Sea Young Ambassadors program. And I'm connected with Black Sea mostly by childhood memories, which I cherish the most. And I would like to save it and
I think we lost you. Let's move to Tudor.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. My name is Tudor. I'm 23 years old. I study geomatics at Alexandria Ancuza University, Iași, and environmental geography at Roscoe State University. I'm formed as a former formation. I'm a geographer. I'm connected to the Black Sea because it reminds me, first of all, of the summer holidays I spent off its shores when I was a child. Now, for me, is object of study. I studied about the rivers that flows into the Black Sea, and at the same I work as a geologist, so we can learn a lot about our history and the history of our planet. I think from the Black Sea, it's full of secrets.
Thank you. Florin.
Hello, Sigi. Hello, everyone. I'm Florin Zăinescu from Romania. I am a young coastal scientist with a love for the sea and its beaches. I recently got my PhD from the University of Bucharest in Romania and Aix-Marseille University in France, studying the river mouth of the Danube. I spent my summer months in the Danube Delta doing fieldwork and enjoying nature. And during my research, I found that there's a big fight between two forces of nature, the floods and the storms, which governs the evolution of our deltas and our coasts. And I recently got a postdoc at Strasbourg and should be start working there in the near future.
Thank you. Oana.
Hello everyone, nice to meet you. I'm Oana Boiana, I'm from Romania. I'm also a postdoctoral student right now and a researcher at the European Research Institute at Radar University in Cluj. For the last decade, I've been conducting research on the Black Sea region, Black Sea Regional Cooperation with a focus on energy security cooperation, and I've also been teaching a course on the Black Sea region. Thank you.
Thank you. Next. Sebastian.
Yes, hello everybody. I'm Sebastian. About myself, I'm from Romania. I held a degree in transportation engineering and currently I'm doing my master's degree in maritime transportation, as well as working on container vessels where I'm an application officer. What connects me to Black Sea is the closeness to it, seeing it every day when I'm home, and also that by the nature of my profession, I get to see firsthand the issues which our seas and oceans are facing. These issues mainly relate to pollution, which is why I believe it is important that we should raise awareness about protecting our seas and environment and start becoming more involved in creating a change as a community. Thank you.
Thank you. Then we have Selma.
Hello everyone, my name is Selma Menabit. I'm from Romania. I work as a biologist at GeoEcoMar Constanța branch, and now I'm also a PhD student. I'm studying the genetic diversity of some benthic communities from the Black Sea, Danube Delta, and also Danube River. As a young researcher, I'm involved in projects aiming at assessing the quality of the Black Sea ecosystem, and at the same time, I regularly carry out ecological awareness activities with children as part of the school diffusion program concerning the biodiversity, the unicity of the Black Sea basin, marine protected areas, impact of pollution, and other main issues related to the Black Sea. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's move now to Russia. Evgenia.
Hello, my name is Evgenia Kostanyan. I'm from Russia. I work at the Center for Coordination of Ocean Research at the Shishov Institute of Oceanology in Moscow. I also act as the focal point of the International Ocean Institute for Moscow, and I'm one of the co-chairs for the working group of the early career ocean professionals within the UNDCAID framework. And my research interests include ocean sustainability, marine spatial planning and ocean clusters, as well as marine pollution in general and the impacts of climate change on the marine environment and coastal infrastructure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let's move now back to Turkey. Begum. Begum, can you hear us? Are you connected?
Sure.
Floor is yours.
Good afternoon, everyone.
I think we need to fix your micro.
Good
Okay.
afternoon, all.
Yeah.
I'm Begüm. I'm from Istanbul, Turkey. I have just got my PhD from Department of Marine Biology in Istanbul University. I work on the population structure of dolphins that are found in the Turkish waters, and I try to plan some conservation strategies for the species. So you know that the dolphins are the top predators. So if you conserve them in the ecosystem, you conserve the seas. If you follow the dolphins through the Turkish Strait system, they will take you to the Black Sea for sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Gizem.
Thank you, Segi. Hi, everyone. I'm Gizem Akkuş from Turkey, and I am a PhD student at the Middle East Technical University Institute of Marine Science. My basic subjects are understanding the growth-environment relationship of the Black Sea anchovy by otolith biochronology, and also stock assessment for the Black Sea fish sources. And what connects me to the Black Sea is that being part of it is sustainability.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we move to Ukraine. Sofia.
Hi, everyone. I'm very happy to be today here. I'm a PhD student in the Institute of Botany of the National Academy of Sciences Ukraine. And what is connecting me to the Black Sea is that I'm studying marine algae in the Black Sea and also in the Mediterranean Sea, and also the ways how to protect them. I also, last years, I have been working in environmental NGOs with the issue of a climate change policy. So currently I'm a coordinator of climate change campaign and in NGO EcoAction, and also I collaborate with the NGO Ukrainian Nature Conservation Group to work on protection of marine habitats.
Thank you. And last but not least, Valentina. Valentina, are you connected?
We can't hear you, Valentina.
Valentina, we cannot hear you.
Maybe connected, but maybe we can get back to her later.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Now, what a fantastic group. You're 17 fabulous talents, and through your really very short statements, it becomes already clear how much you will contribute. And I know that you have been working already very hard. You have been working on a joint vision and initial plans with the Ambassadors Program. So we will now hear from Sofia, And from Gizem, what this joint vision entails and how you see your future work. So the floor is yours.
Thank you, Sigi, again. Hi, everyone, again. We are here to summarize our Black Sea Young Ambassador visions on the behalf of our 17 young ambassadors. And what makes us human is to create and use tools. And unfortunately, until now, we recklessly use our tools without considering the damage we impose on nature. But now, we are on the edge of a new era. We are about to change the way we do things. And now, we are lucky. Because we have science, we have more advanced tools. We have technology, which make it possible to bring us together in COVID-19 times. However, we need to admit that it was tough to manage the online meeting with lots of uncertainties and hardness of sharing our synergy in front of the monitors. Even so, we as 17 young ambassadors from 7 different Black Sea countries and different backgrounds like science, policy-oriented people, and people from marine and maritime sectors achieve almost the impossible. We regularly met online, have discussed our national and regional needs and priorities under the umbrella of Syria. We share our opinions about using and developing our tools with new innovations and to make our planet green, our oceans blue for all organisms, and our futures bright and sustainable colors. Furthermore, we had an opportunity to attend the National Strategic Research and Innovation Agenda consultation workshop and had a chance to raise our voices for our research and innovation priorities for the Black Sea. And we realized that how we are connected to the Black Sea and therefore to each other. And finally, we detected the most crucial missing point to achieve these goals. The lacking foundation stone is the link between scientists, stakeholders, public, and Black Sea, and of course, with the other sea and the ocean basins. Therefore, we have set our vision to create tools to build new bridges, not only between us, but also to other sea basins. For this, we came up with 2 main themes in which we can develop activities under the umbrella of them in our cities, regions, and countries.
So we were looking for a general approach to reconnect these missing links in the Black Sea, and after fruitful discussions among all young ambassadors, it has become obvious that all challenges which the Black Sea is facing might be united under 2 main themes. The first one is ocean-engaged citizens and blue identity, and the second one is multiple stressors in the Black Sea and blue synergy. In the meetings, we talked a lot about empowering ocean-engaged citizens, contributing to the preserved, productive, and plastic-free Black Sea. Thus, the first theme is ocean-engaged citizens and blue identity. The missing link 1 is lack of knowledge on the uniqueness of the Black Sea, its environment, and biodiversity. In our opinion, it is very important to raise awareness about the uniqueness of the Black Sea. There is an urgent need to work with the issue of ocean literacy to reconnect links between citizens and the Black Sea. As young ambassadors, we were planning to communicate it through social media, educational videos, photo competitions to show how unique the Black Sea is. We also want to emphasize the need for empowering local communities to create ocean-aware populations. Thus, the missing link too is this connection of the Black Sea coastal communities from the sea. People living in the Black Sea shore are not aware of the importance of the Black Sea history and culture. We hear a lot about Mediterranean identity, but because of the difficult history and underestimation of the Black Sea role in the life of local communities, it seems that the Black Sea identity is a real missing link. We want to tell stories of people from different Black Sea countries. How is their life connected to the Black Sea? How did changes in this ecosystem affected their livelihoods? How can we work together? We will try to find answers to these questions. As young ambassadors, we are absolutely sure that ocean literacy is a key issue for the Black Sea future. However, there are many problems that require common efforts from politicians, scientists, and local communities. As we talked often, Black Sea is under nature and human-induced stressors: climate change, marine litter, eutrophication, overfishing, habitat destruction, post-degradation in the Black Sea. With establishing right synergy, the impact of these stressors can be reduced. Thus, the second main topic is multiple stressors in the Black Sea and blue synergy. To ensure the blue growth, this synergy should be established based on the goals set in the European Green Deal, Mission Tartus, and also Sustainable Development Goals. There are missing links between scientists and local communities. Hence, we see the opportunity in citizen science to engage local people to discover and protect the Black Sea. We also see the Black Sea Connect project as a possibility to establish connections between scientists from different countries to combine their efforts under the strategic research and innovation agenda. There is need to support young scientists for better cooperation within basins. Also, young ambassadors from all retiring countries noted that there is need for productive communication between scientists, policymakers, and industry. These links are crucial for blue growth. We see events like this one as an important tool for networking and better cooperation. Here we can hear voices of people from academia, local communities, decision makers, as well as industry and NGOs. In regards to this, as representatives of their communities and countries, the Black Sea Young Ambassadors are people who can contribute to establishing these links.
We just started our Young Ambassador program, and we know that we have a long way ahead. And as you can see from the slide, we even haven't got an in vivo photo together. As a young people, we will meet, and however, even though we met 1 month ago, we came here today with a common vision and goals. We will need to support and attention from everyone who cares about the Black Sea as well. Moreover, here today, we are pleased to see our colleagues from other sea and ocean basins, and we are thrilled to hear about their experiences, their achievements, and their contribution to our team. And we know that there are many missing links in the Black Sea, but we, as a young ambassadors, strongly believe that together we can reconnect and create those links for blue growth in the Black Sea, implementing this area. And to finalize, I can say that all seas and oceans are connected in the Earth, and we believe that we can connect in the same way for our sustainable futures. Thank you.
Thank you, Gizem. Thank you, Sophia. When I listen to you, and you tell us that you have been only 1 month with us, it seems that you have been for a long time with us. So fantastic what you have already learned. You must have had really good teachers. So a big thanks to Vangelis as well and the whole Meteo team who have coached you. As you already anticipated, yes, we have launched, and the Commissioner also mentioned that, ambassador programs in other sea basins, in the All-Atlantic Ocean, in the context of the All-Atlantic Ocean Research Alliance, and in the Mediterranean as part of the BlueMed initiative. And today we have the pleasure to have special guests from the Mediterranean and from the All-Atlantic. So we have Denise, who will talk to us about the experience in the Mediterranean, and Imar from the Atlantic. So please share your activities so that they can inspire and you can dialogue with the new group of the 17 Black Sea ambassadors. Denise, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Denise Yatulcan. I'm the Young Communication Ambassador from BlueMed Initiative from Turkey. And thank you all for giving me the chance to speak up here. I realized with BlueMed that we share the similar problems with other countries within Mediterranean basin. So science communication and science politics have significant role to solve those problems. The sea has no borders. That was our logline, our slogan, BlueMed, and different than most of you and most of other BlueMed young ambassadors, I'm not a scientist, but BlueMed gave me the opportunity to meet with marine scientists across the Mediterranean and to work later, and they gave me the idea, many different ideas to work later in my documentary project. We can skip a few slides. The next one, please. So what I do, I'm a scuba diver and underwater camera person and a young documentary maker. So what connects with me with BlueMed was my passion for underwater. So luckily, we had a few meetings with BlueMed before the pandemic. Next slide, please. The first one was at Barcelona. We had our young ambassadors training on October 2019. So we learned what is expected from us. We learned about science politics, and we had the chance to meet with each other face to face. Then next we met at Venice on January to present our action plans. So that was what is asked from us. We meant to create our own action plans to raise awareness in our own countries. On January, we presented our action plans at Venice. So BlueMed addresses many issues about Mediterranean. This year, the plastic issue was selected, and the topic of the event was plastic-free, healthy Mediterranean Sea. So to give other ambassadors, young ambassadors, an idea, I would like to talk a little bit about my action plan. So regarding my profession, I wanted to use my skills on my action plan. So I wrote a script about a short movie for social media and to be shown in public transportation screen. So it is a 1-minute short movie which will address the general public. Actually, not only the scientists, but I would like to reach out most people that I can. Second thing I do, I try to use social media. I try to tweet and post about the cleanup actions that I do on my own or with other people. And also, I organize live broadcast events on Instagram, especially when the first COVID pandemic hits up. It was very popular, and a lot of people watched it. So I organized a few live interviews with different professors and different people about plastic, and I cleaned up beaches on my own when I was doing my walks. So that's all about what I do. If you have any questions to ask, I would be happy to answer them. Thank you.
Thank you, Denise. And I'm sure your experience and your action will inspire. So I pass on now the floor to Imar. Are you with us? Hello? Hello to Ireland.
Hi, can you all see and hear me okay?
We can only hear you for the moment. Yes, we can see you.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Thank you. So hello everybody, my name is Emer and I am one of 23 All-Atlantic Ocean Youth Ambassadors. I represent Ireland along with one other who represents Ireland too. So really quickly I'm going to go through who we are, what we do and why we're doing it. Some of the pictures might be misplaced in this PowerPoint. They didn't look like that for me, but apologies. But these are all of the organizations and institutions that got together to create the All Atlantic Ocean Youth Ambassadors Initiative. So there are quite a few in there that might be recognizable to you, but you can see that it was born out of collaboration between many, many other institutions and many other countries as well. So in the next slide, you'll see all of the different countries that are represented as part of the All Atlantic Youth Ambassadors. So there are 23 ambassadors that come from 14 countries. This year, we are about to change ambassadors in December, so that'll be exciting to see if any different diverse countries make an appearance, etc. So in the next slide, you can see the beginning of our journey. So we were brought together in Galway in Ireland in August 2019 with a task to develop a campaign to reconnect people with the Atlantic Ocean. And in the next slide, you'll see that we split ourselves into 3 different groups that best fit our individual skills and our priorities for the ocean. So the first group is called Getting to Know Your Atlantic, and their main goal was sharing. So we focus on ocean literacy for all. That includes scientists and non-scientists alike. And we tried to disseminate knowledge around the Atlantic Ocean to everyone involved and encourage scientists and researchers to make their research more accessible and available to people who might not read scientific papers on a daily basis. Then we had the second group, which was the Atlantic Culture and Celebration Group, and their goal, their focus was to connect. So they did that through ocean art and through ocean-based events. One of their major goals, as most of the people in that group were from Brazil and Argentina, one of their major goals was to create an eco-friendly carnival, which was really exciting. So they went big and bold with their idea. And then the final group was to become Atlantic friendly, and their goal was to act. So they focused on eco-tourism surrounding the ocean and islands, and they focused their efforts on Cabo Verde. And what they wanted to do was create essentially a award that would be given to an area or a location for being Atlantic friendly when it comes to their tourism efforts. So this award could be displayed in hotels or in parks that are big tourist attractions, etc. But even though we were all split into 3 different groups, we all wanted to connect with one another as well. So we decided to do one big overarching project across all 3 of our smaller projects. And our overarching project's goal was to reconnect people with the ocean. So we created the hashtag MyAtlanticStory. And every single one of us, as we met people along the way doing our different projects, would ask, is it okay if we document your Atlantic story? Could we take a picture of you with blue war stripes across your face or blue paint, and could we take a photo of you, and could you tell us something that connects you to the Atlantic, or why you feel the Atlantic is deserving of protection? And then we compiled all of those photos and those quotes into a video that was shown at events all across the world, and the best one was just before lockdown in Brussels. That was our last meetup together, and we all met, and that was shown to a room of, I think, 700 plus people, so it was amazing. So in the next slide, this was the room that I was talking about with 700 plus people, all of whom are researchers in their own right and in their own institutions. But we've spoken on huge platforms across the last year and a half as being Atlantic ambassadors, from EU stages in Brussels to United Nations stages online when the pandemic hit. And the next one is a bit of a personal achievement, but I was invited to meet the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, so William and Kate as most people know them, and that was an opportunity that wouldn't have been afforded to me without being a part of this programme, and it was to try and ensure that the royal family were still going to be involved with the protection of the Atlantic Ocean, and they were very, very positive about that, so that was incredible. So the next slide is, I don't know if the voice will work. This was 2 recordings of one ambassador from South Africa, Sandra Foma, and Mika Stande. from Argentina, but if the voice doesn't work, that's totally fine. Don't worry about that. They were just going to share some of their experiences, but I can talk to you personally about their experiences or send you their voice link later on if that helps. Oh, sorry, I must have broke the PowerPoint with the voice there.
Sorry, I'm trying to solve the problem with sharing.
No problem. I should have asked in advance if that works. Apologies.
No worries, no worries. I'm opening the sharing again immediately. It could be nice to hear the fans, but we have problems to show video.
No problem.
Maybe we can drop the link in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll send you the voice clip later so we can drop it somewhere else.
Yeah, it can be nice.
Sure. So this is one of the most recent missions that we've been involved with, which is the Horizon 2020 missions, as Siggy knows so much about and invited us to be a part of it, which we're super grateful for. But the European Commission brought out a proposed mission called Mission Starfish 2020, and that's part of the Healthy Oceans, Seas, Coastal and Inland Waters mission. And it's a 5-pronged approach to ensuring that our oceans are protected and are safe for many generations to come. And the All-Atlantic Ambassadors fits quite nicely into that, whereas a lot of our different approaches also align with the 5-pronged starfish approach. So we hopefully will continue, even with the new ambassadors coming in December, we'll be able to continue to work alongside the European Commission for Mission Starfish. So that's one of the most exciting projects, I think, that has come our way. So thank you to Siggy for inviting us along to that one. So the next slide. This is our overarching theme. It's a web-based project, and this is the one that I talked about where we get people to do blue face paint and we take a picture of their Atlantic story. So it says, we are inviting people to take a selfie of themselves in blue with a caption telling us how they feel connected to the Atlantic, and they use the hashtag MyAtlanticStory. They can either post it to Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or they can email it to us and we will post it for them. And our @ on all of these are Atlantic Youth on Twitter and All Atlantic Youth on Instagram and Facebook. And our email is atlanticyouth@gmail.com. And the next slide is just another example of those pictures as well. So it doesn't have to be all the face paint. It could just be something that connects them to the Atlantic, whether it's beach cleans, litter picks, etc. And I'm almost at the end. The next slide is, since August 2019, we have reached over 20,000 people with our work from all 23 different countries, and we've attended 130 events in total. And I think this event here today is 131, so thank you for inviting me along to speak. And I think the next slide is just, this is the future. So the new cohort of ambassadors will begin in December 2020. And hopefully previous ambassadors, which would be myself and my ambassador colleagues, would become mentors for the new ambassadors coming in 2020. So we won't disappear or be gone, we'll still be involved, but this time to ensure that the new ambassadors' projects are brought to fruition for what they would like to see. But it is completely youth-led and will benefit from any organisation that wants to incorporate youth-based and early career professionals. So we are focused as well on ensuring that professional career-based training is done to all ambassadors as well. And I think that's it. I think there might be one more slide. Yeah, that's one last slide for us. And that's all of the current ambassadors, and that's the post that we did for Valentine's Day. But I think for today it will work for you to say that we are rooting all of you on, and we're really excited to work with you as the Black Sea Youth Ambassadors. So if there's any way that we can collaborate and work together, we are very, very open for that. So please do be in contact with us, and best of luck on your ambassador journey.
Thank you, Emer. It's always really inspiring. And I didn't know about 131 events, so you have to tweet about that as well. And the 20,000 really people that you reached, that is a fantastic achievement. So congratulations. And you set a little bit the bar very high now, I think, for the work of all the youth ambassadors. I'm sure that it would be much appreciated if a kind of twinning would take place. So it is more than only mentoring, it is really twinning in order, as the Commissioner said, that we can really start to connect all these fantastic young ambassadors, whether it is in the Mediterranean, as Denis showed to us, whether it is in the Atlantic, whether it's in the Black Sea. What matters is to work together and to bring really this very powerful message back to the people. I think also the slogan, the share, connect and act, is something which I think this was as well our Commissioner who inspired you all in the February event, but it can be taken forward. And the idea of having young ambassadors is not a new one. I think we had some fantastic examples in the past, and we have today as well the honor to have 4 former Black Sea, or not only Black Sea, but ambassadors who were part of the Perseus project. And you will hear reflections from them and how the fact that they were part of the Perseus project, which was still 7 framework projects and which ran from 2011 to 2015 and focused both on the Mediterranean and on the Black Sea. So how has this changed really your life and your working and professional experience? So I'm very pleased now to pass on the floor to the Perseus old ambassadors. Kostin, are you starting?
Yes, sure. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone, and thank you again for the invitation to this great conference. I'm very excited and honored to be here with all of you. So my name is Kostin. I am from Romania, from a town called Constanța, which is on the shore of the Black Sea. So that explains my relationship with the Black Sea well enough. Here on this first slide, you can see an image of 5 people, I must say pretty young looking, but do not let that fool you, because you can ask anyone in attendance at the event and they will say that we were very well spoken and very wise for our age. So that's what I will leave it at. And I guess as a common message from all of the 5 Perseus ambassadors, you can see this image of all of us from, it is almost 5 years ago. Very crazy how time flies. And if you can go on the next slide, we can use that as a background for when we are talking about ourselves. And then I can make a final remark as you go through the rest of the pictures. So if I can reflect on my experience from the Perseus event, I would look at it in 3 ways. The first would be in terms of the content and the topics at the conference. The 1 year previous to my participation in the Perseus conference, I took part in 2 international science Olympiads. One was the Earth Science Olympiad and one was the Geography Olympiad. So in those 2 competitions, I really got to learn a lot and to gain a lot of knowledge on the planet, how it works and what challenges it faces. So from that point of view, me taking part in this event was really great and had a very nice timing in terms of me having quite a little bit of knowledge, but also coming with it in order to learn even more about how science and politics can work together. The second way I would reflect on it is just in terms of the location and the magnitude of the event. You can imagine that it was a great honor to be in the European Parliament in Brussels and to speak in front of the audience. It was challenging but very rewarding as well. And I even remember that I met on the hallway one of the Romanian members of Parliament, so that was also very nice. The final way in which I would reflect on the event was just about representing my country of Romania. I'm sure that for all of us it was a great responsibility, but also a great honor. So whenever I have the chance to be an ambassador for Romania, I am very proud to do that as well. Finally, I would add in terms of how this event shaped my future years, I would say first of all that it was definitely the highlight of of that year for me, and one of the highlights of my life up to that point. I even wrote about it in my application essay for a university. And then I went to study at the Columbia University in New York City. I studied sustainable development and economics. So even from the topic, you can see that I pretty much stayed a little bit in the field of sustainable development, and I learned a lot about both the science and the politics that go into sustainable development. So I have been in touch with the topic and with the knowledge for the last years. I have graduated this past May, and now I work as an analyst for a consulting firm called Dalberg, which also works on consulting for sustainable development. So I am still pretty much involved with all of these topics, and I would say that the final way in which the Perseus event has shaped my outlook on the future is that I really see myself at a later point in time going back to Romania and maybe even going into politics. So you might see me either in the Romanian government or in the European Parliament representing Romania, trying to combine science and the politics. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Costin. Thank you very much. And I pass on now the floor to Michaela.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. Hello all, I am Michaela Pia from Malta and the Mediterranean Sea. And like the rest of the 2015 ambassadors, I was asked to explain how, or perhaps how not, Perseus affected my life, and I assure you it did. I am currently a second-year law student at the University of Malta, therefore not exactly in the area of marine studies, as probably Professor Papathanasiou and his team would have secretly wished. However, as I said, it still affected me greatly. It is true that I am not so well read in marine studies, which is essential, especially in the current environmental climate. However, Perseus was an eye-opener in many ways. In Brussels, I witnessed the place where fundamental environmental decisions are taken. I understood that in order for society to change, the people's mentality must change as well. The people must be convinced that their environment is crucial for their well-being. It is therefore vital for there to be a cooperation between the experts, in this case the scientists, policymakers, and the citizens of Europe, as certain ambassadors said previously. The little positive changes that us citizens can make in our lives can have a great impact. Perseus heightened my awareness towards the natural environment. This enthusiasm has remained embedded within me and is still a constant reminder that, no, I should walk an extra meter to throw the paper in the correct rubbish bin. Other small changes in my life include creating a small web page where I sell my old clothes, writing articles on environmental awareness on a local news and media website, convincing my father to not use pesticides in our citrus trees, which, by the way, grew just as fine, and going to several beach cleanups, and so on. The Perseus experience pushed me to pursue other cultural endeavors, to emancipate, and to broaden my horizons. Ever since I attended a public speaking course, a Latin introductory course, a classical studies course, where I once again met Perseus. Had it not been for Perseus, I wouldn't have done these life-changing things. I also participated in several student organizations, going once again to Brussels and Strasbourg, and also learned some tango. If you see how Perseus has positively affected me, then depending on everyone's different habitat and background, imagine what Connect to Black Sea can do also to you and your perspective on the world, dear new ambassadors. Finally, I will be eternally grateful to Professor Deydun, Professor Papathanasiou and his team for choosing me as the Maltese ambassador and giving me this opportunity. Thanks also to the European Commission for allowing us youth to contribute towards our present and our future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Michaela. And I pass the floor now immediately to Umut.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I was the youth ambassador for Turkey for the Perseus project. And as you can see from the pictures, I was one of the youngest, if not the youngest ambassador at the time. So I couldn't exactly grasp the information I learned regarding marine litter and invasive species. So my speech will be significantly less scientific than the others. But the entire project still gave me a general idea about the gravity of the entire situation. Now, Perseus changed me in two significant ways, the first one being my career plans. Now, I'm not studying biology or marine biology, but it still made me want to be a researcher after witnessing the research process and how enthusiastically the team behind Perseus performed their duties. In fact, it impressed me so much that I now study electrical and electronics engineering at the university that mentored me in the Perseus project, and the university that is coordinating this project, I think, the Middle East Technical University. And I aspire to be just like my mentors, albeit in an entirely different field. And the second way it shaped me was, it shaped me significantly as a person. The first way it did it was, it made me significantly more conscious about marine ecosystems and how to preserve them. I can, in fact, confidently say that I have never littered, not even once, after this event, after seeing some statistics and horrifying images of litter's effects on marine life and indirectly human life. And the second way it changed me was a more personal boon, in fact. It gave me a huge confidence boost, which significantly transformed the shy Siddharth from back then into a relatively more active person that takes a more active stance for what he believes in, which I think is a very important point. The new ambassadors are all older than I am now, but I'm sure some of them still hesitate when they want to voice their opinions. Most people in my generation, unfortunately, do so because they think they aren't, not because they think they aren't valid, but because they are overwhelmed by the size of our connections thanks to the internet. And that is quite sad to witness, considering these new opinions and ideas are supposed to be what drives our civilization forward for our generation. It's good that the ambassadors here volunteered for this project, and I'm sure their tenure as ambassadors will change this in them for good. Thank you.
Thank you. And last but not least, Violetta.
Can you see me and hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Well, for me, I was in presentation of Spain in the Perseus project, and it was a really big opportunity for me. I had a really great time, and yeah, you can see now that. As Constance said before, there's a way to mix politics and science, but I truly think that you can mix science and environmental problems just with every aspect in your life. For example, I really like art. I always wanted to dedicate my life to art, but now I'm studying design just because in the future I want to design products that use less plastic. Because the sea pollution, the plastic pollution is really important. It's really dangerous, and it's something that we can actually solve in a very easy way. But nobody is actually doing that. So I'm trying to encourage myself and other people to change their lifestyle. But also, I want to make a really big change by eliminating all the plastic, just by designing new products. And yeah, I really like this kind of projects because it's really good to make younger people concerned about these issues and make them participate. That's the best way for make a brighter future, just because young people are the future. So if they take part in that, that's the only way the change can be truly well done. So that's it. I really had a great time in Perseus, and I'm sure they will have a great time and also make a change in this project.
Thank you. Thank you, Violetta, and to all of you 4 ambassadors or ex-ambassadors or still ambassadors of the Perseus project. And I also would like to take this opportunity to thank Vangelis Papatanasiou, who was the coordinator of the Perseus project, and Ana Teresa Gaetano, my colleague, who was the project officer. I think they have really eased the way in. Here is on the left side, you see both of them. On the right side, you see Vangelis. I think you set in a way our path and inspired that this, what you initiated within the project is becoming now a big program. It will connect all the sea basins. And we have heard now all these interesting experiences, and I'm going to ask the Black Sea Youth Ambassadors, how inspired are you now, and what did you learn? And can you please tell us how this will influence your own goals, your own activities, and how you would like to connect with the other ambassadors? So I think I have 3 people who volunteer to share this with us, and I ask first Elena to take the floor.
Hello once again. Thank you all the ambassadors for their great and excellent input to the environmental and marine protection in the past. I think, and I would speak from in the name of all my fellow Black Sea young ambassadors, that this is an inspiration, a great inspiration for us. And this is one of the starting points to connect all the young ambassadors from all the projects, BlueMed, Perseus, and as well All Atlantic. And as one of I would say one of my colleagues said, through all this experience, we would like to make not only the green planet, and then we will do the blue marine again. So thank you all.
Thank you. And Sophia, would you like to come in now again?
Yes, thank you very much, Siggy. I would say I'm really impressed and inspired by the presentations from our colleagues from other basins, and honestly, it's really important for us was to hear what can you do, because we just started and in just 1 month, and unfortunately yet we have never met offline. We hope we will be able to do it next year as soon as possible. And I would probably, when we will have time to ask questions, ask our colleagues from other basins about the main problems with the communication which they faced, because I was thinking that we all are communicating in English, and maybe if you have some experience how to communicate with the local communities in their local languages to bring the message from your main project, so maybe later you can share your experience. So thank you very much for this presentation.
Thank you. And Gizem, would you like to come in?
Yes, thank you. Should I say that I recognize that although we are from the different regions, but our feelings are almost the same, and it is really very nice to see that. And as Sophia said, since we are very beginning of our vision, we cannot offer you any completed activities rather than our visions and our plans. But to be honest, we are inspired so much, guys, what we are achieved so far. And from the presentation, especially from the Perseus guys, I understand that it is really very important to reach the juniors. It is very important for their future. And when we consider how their career changed when we touch their life actually. And in here, maybe we can combine documentary or cartoon project with the BlueMed. And also, I need to emphasize that it is really very good achievement to reach more than 20,000 people for the Atlantic. I think All Atlantic is just our, how can I say, anyway, I don't want to say it, and it is really very good thing for here. And so, from me, thank you very much.
Thank you. And yes, there was this very important issue actually of the languages, because the language and the culture is something that we should never forget, because that connects us with where we live and where we come from and with our loved ones. And I wanted also to congratulate all of you for your fantastic English. It's amazing to listen, and that is also a sign of a new generation, that you all are able to communicate in English. But let's not forget that you also need to communicate all the time in your native language when you bring the message back to the communities, to the people. And we wanted to make today a special effort this is not only for you youth ambassadors, that's for all the participants. We have, and my colleague Wendy Bonn has put a lot of effort in to produce a brochure where we have put together summaries and results of projects which were funded by Horizon 2020, the Research and Innovation Program. And it is translated in all languages of the countries around the Black Sea. So this is something which is totally new for us as well, but we wanted as well that you can use this, that it inspires you, what projects have been actually funded, what future projects can be promoted, and how you as ambassadors can also take that task on to become an ambassador of the Future Research and Innovation Program of Horizon Europe. I will come back to that at the end. But before, I also wanted to ask you, do you have questions amongst yourselves? You're such a fantastic group. Unfortunately, we don't have the possibility to bring you all into one room, but that will come. Just to be patient, it will come, I'm sure. But now, please do take this opportunity to ask each other some questions. And we also have in the chat box the possibility for all the participants to ask questions to this fantastic group of young, talented people. So I am not able to put it in. Milan, do you have a question?
Okay, first of all, greeting to all the guys. They were really impressive, and also to our Zuzige Gruber, because I just sent her a message that it's a really lovely idea to have them double ambassadors, like with the SPICE, so to have them on board of our DS3 at the 2. Not as much as a question, but rather as a opening. What will not only the Black Sea ambassadors, but also the ambassadors to the other ocean basins would consider on the issues of the digitalization and how they see the circular economy in their focus?
Who would like to answer? We have already seen some of the examples which point to the circular economy. Take the plastic, for example. But who would like to come in now?
Well, maybe I can answer for all the ambassadors. Thank you very much for this question. It's something which we need to include in all our vision and mission. We were talking a lot about the blue growth and circular economy and all these topics. We also try to find the main challenges in the Black Sea. We have kind of a list of it. And since we just started, we are just started to plan these activities, and definitely we will include this in our activities. So maybe some of my colleagues want to add something. But yeah, thank you very much for mentioning this important issue.
Thank you. Anyone else would like to come in?
I can add something on the digitalization point, which is a great one. And if I look back, even 5 years ago, in the time of the Perseus, I think digitalization was not yet that big of a topic. So that goes to show just how quickly the sector is growing. And even at work, I have done a couple of projects on digitalization opportunities. So combining that with the youth aspect, I think they will go together hand in hand very well, because I think the youth are very digital savvy and are becoming like very literate from a digital point of view. So that in the future, I'm sure will be one of the most important ways to reach out and to have young people involved.
Thank you, Kostin. You can also teach us. I think that's always something that we need. As I said before, it would be fantastic really to have a meeting. And I am sure that our partner, Rosica Stoeva, would be delighted actually to host all of you in the BSEC services in Istanbul. So thank you already in advance to Rosica for this fantastic invitation, because we ourselves have been hosted, and I can tell you it is a great really building and fantastic host. So this is something for the future. But I know that Mustafa has a question, another question to the ambassadors, and please go ahead.
Thank you, Ziggy. Thank you, all ambassadors. It was fantastic to hear your views, really. I am actually, I would like to convey a question from one of our attendees, Arzu Birman, is asking to all of you, so to volunteers among you. So the question is, among your visions, do you intend to establish a networking environment to raise awareness, especially among law undergrads, of the legal aspects of blue growth? So what do you think about this aspect? Law, maritime policy aspects. I'm sure several of you is working on this or a closely related topic. So yeah, who wants to volunteer?
Mustafa, you're challenging them. They're challenged all the time. So who would like to come in? No volunteers?
Well, if there are no volunteers, I can add again.
Yes, please, go ahead.
Hello, I'm both here. Sophia, go. I was just wanted to say that I really, I think it's a very important issue, because I myself is marine biologist, and I often see lack of the knowledge on maritime policy and law and all these topics. I had opportunity last year to attend the course on maritime policy in International Ocean Institute, and it was a huge experience for me. And I really think that we need to highlight this need to bring the topic of maritime policy for young and undergraduates, because we really lack this knowledge. So, Mariam, if you want to add something, please.
Marianne, do you want to add? Because I know you are working. I think she's disconnected.
I think we lost Mariam.
Okay. Then I go back to, is that okay? Or is there an echo?
Ziggy, there are some, I think there are some of the ambassadors raising hands in the chat section. I'm saying maybe you don't see that panel.
Please come in.
So maybe we can start with Oana.
Okay. Hi again. I'd like to take advantage of the fact that we have this contact now with the former ambassadors, and I would like to ask them from their experience, since we are just starting right now, what would be some recommendations or tips that they would have loved to have when they started? Thank you.
Ema, do you want to respond?
Sure. Can you see and hear me okay?
Yeah.
Great. So first thing is that you are navigating a different space than the All Atlantic Youth navigated. We were all able to meet in person, whereas for you it's mainly online. But I think the one thing that we really would have loved to know when we started was not to be in any way embarrassed or ashamed to say what you really feel about the ocean and say, or the Black Sea, and how you think it should be protected, because there are people that will have differing opinions to you, and it's so important to really connect with how everybody thinks, what their opinions are, and find a way to make your group work together. The other thing is, and this is going to be even more important, I think, during COVID times, is if you're not very social media savvy, try to put effort into being so, because we were lucky enough to be able to meet in person, but we actually realized that most people that we connected with were online, even before COVID times. So do try and build yourself up on social media. It has gained us so much popularity, number one, but also it's gained us so many opportunities, and the amount of messages and emails that we get offering us to collaborate is huge. So do get on top of being able to navigate the social online space. It's more important now than ever. And I think finally the biggest thing is try and stay connected with one another. Maybe create a WhatsApp group between yourselves, or maybe decide to have discussions through Zoom or something once a month. But that constant collaboration with yourselves is really, really important to make sure that if some people are struggling, that they can be helped, and that if there are areas where collaboration could be done, that those are picked up on, and you can say yes to every opportunity that comes your way. This is a really, really big time for all of you, so really do make the most of it while you can.
Thank you very much. We already done a WhatsApp group, so we are on our way.
Thank you. Anyone else would like to come in?
I can also add something very quickly. On the broader topic of sending a message and doing that in an effective way, I think it's important for you to keep in mind your target audience for the message and the impact that you are trying to create. So, for example, if you are talking to a scientific community, then scientists think in a certain way. They think about the scientific method. They think about answering research questions. If, on the other hand, you talk to politicians, maybe they want to hear about action plans, strategies. So different stakeholders are maybe communicating differently. I would say that for the Perseus experience, at least, it was very interesting to have young people as the messengers, because that was kind of helping to connect a bridge and to share a message that was maybe more digestible for everyone. So I would say it's something important to keep in mind when you deliver a message, to keep in mind the audience if you want to maximize the impact of your message.
Thank you. Really good piece of advice. So to adjust our message according to the audience. Thank you.
Can I come in with one final point on that? It's not my own experience, but experience of the other ambassadors, particularly in the Culture and Celebration group and in the Ocean Literacy group. We have to talk to people who are not scientists and not politicians, but are locals. And you mentioned earlier about speaking in your native language to locals. That is so critically important, and Twitter has made it very easy, and Facebook now, to translate a tweet. Don't be afraid to tweet in your own native language, because you need to make those connections as well with people that don't speak English. So don't be afraid to do that.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you. Anyone else would like another suggestion? No?
Can I say one word?
Yes, I wanted to give you the floor, Vangelis.
Okay. Then I'll skip. I'll mute myself again, and maybe Gizem has put her hand up, I think.
Yeah. I give you the floor afterwards, Vangelis. Gizem?
Yeah, I just want to ask a question, not only for our Black Sea Young Ambassador, but also the other ambassadors. Sometimes you think that you have a great idea, and when you apply this idea, there is an obstacle on you. And my question for our Black Sea Ambassador, what do you think about what is the biggest limitation for us to achieve our goals? And to the other basin ambassadors, what was your biggest limitations to achieve your goals and how you overcome it?
Thank you for the question. Who would like to come in and to provide some advice and answers? I'm sure that someone has an answer.
I can come in if you want, Siggy.
Please, yes.
Sure. So I think our initial hurdle was how big of a scope we could go with our ideas and what was actually realistic for us to do. As well, because it was the first year of the All-Atlantic Youth Ambassadors, so all of us didn't really know what was happening. And you might be in a similar situation where you're not sure of what holds in the future for the Black Sea Ambassadors. But very early on, we realized that even though we felt like youth and maybe immature and we didn't know everything, we realized that all of the people who were there to mentor us and to help and support us were in the same boat that we were. They wanted us to be able to reach for the stars. So very early on, we had to learn to ask the difficult questions. And even if it made us feel like, you know, they were stupid questions, asking them was so important because it made us realize, okay, well, now we know what we can do, so let's go and do it. The other thing, of course, as well, from being from so many different countries, our hurdle was connection and staying connected, which is why I mentioned that it's so important that even if you have your own little projects, maybe try to create an overarching project if you haven't already, and do try and stay connected through social media or Zoom or something like that. And then finally, one of the hurdles that, once again, I didn't have to overcome, but other people did, was that trying to navigate the online space through, do I message everything in English or do I message everything in my native language to try and appeal to those kinds of demographics? And the answer that we found was do both. Because as I said, translation now is so easy online, so don't be afraid to be your true self and to root yourself in your culture and your heritage while you are trying to do such a huge global task. And I think those were our main three hurdles.
Thank you, Ima. Anyone else would like to come in? Tudor?
Yeah, I think for us, for the Black Sea Young Ambassadors, may be a problem to talk with the authorities. Now, especially in the situation with pandemic, may be a bit difficult to negotiate some things, for example, to help us to do some tasks, to contribute, to help us. But I think if we will have some, I don't know, to talk with the authorities, with the government, I think we will pass. And this year will be, maybe it will be difficult, but it's not, nothing is impossible. So yeah, I hope that we will do everything that it's in our power, and I think people will help us with this initiative. We will promote on the social media. So if youth will be support us, of course we will do. Thank you.
Yes, we will certainly, because you will be part as well of this whole ongoing process of implementing the Strategic Research and Innovation Agenda in the Black Sea. And we also have constituted a group of senior officials which are representatives of the government. So you will also have a direct opportunity to talk to these people. And I think this both-way motorway is going to be very, very important. And I have picked out from the different discussions quite a lot of hints already about your future program. And for that, the right person to ask is Vangelis. And I give you the floor, Vangelis, now, so that you can outline to us how are you going to take this fantastic group of talented people forward and really include them in all the implementation activities as well, because there is a huge potential, I think, for cross-fertilization. We can learn a lot from the young people, and they can learn from us. Vangelis, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Sigi. Thank you very much. I'm impressed as well, to tell you the truth. I mean, all the groups are very good. I was sentimentally impressed by Perseus to see the Perseus ambassadors again. And I just wanted to say that regarding them, we had this was not one-off that they came to the parliament like that. We had a program in Perseus for 2 years with schools. We brought the schools into the vessel. We had them having sampling, real sampling, that we analyzed the samples, etc. And it was a story behind it. And I think the end of the story was the European Parliament. And I'm very glad to see that even these 5 people that were there, the life was changed a bit because of Perseus. So that's a good sign. And this is one of my advice also to the young ambassadors. Take the risk. I mean, I don't think you have limitations, by the way. you can. It's your world. It's not ours. It's your world. So you have to act like that and protect it, nourish it, and feel like it's alive. And I think if you do that, you have more or less the idea behind it, how you can proceed. But my advice also is to think big. Think big, work hard. You did work hard these days as well, I know. And enjoy as much as you can, because it's not only that you think of, you have to do something for that. You have to enjoy what you're doing. Otherwise, you cannot do it rightly, in my opinion. Now, you have, we have actually, because I'm part of the strategy as well. I mean, we are fortunate enough now to have a strategy. And the strategy is the SRIA, the Strategic Research and Innovation Agenda. And based on that, I think you can create a lot of the connections and to every dimension, to the public, to the schools, to the policymakers, to stakeholders. It was very well said in the slides of Sophia and Gizem, I think. And I think one other thing that we are going to do, I think we're going to evaluate our work as we go, because the fact is that the ambassadors start now in the Connect, and they are a bit confused as well, because what is they have to say to the people as well. But as we grow old, I think they will grow old as well, and they will be all the things will be mature, I think, at the end, and I think I'm pretty sure we are going to do a good team. Now, regarding the program, you said our ideas, as we discussed them, but we're not discussed them completely. We need to have people you know, we have to align them to certain directions so that we can cover as many people as possible in the region. And I fully agree with Aymar on the issue of both languages used. So you need to be able to do that to your fellow countrymen. And I think that would be fantastic if in your language you can elevate them and look at the Black Sea with a different view. And I think that's the way that we're going to do it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vangelis. And if I may as well give a suggestion to our young new ambassadors, do always make sure that if you work or you are part of a master course or you're part of a PhD program, do ensure that whatever you do is also fully recognized as part of that program, because otherwise you might run into some conflicts with your own time. And I think it is very important that everything you do is also part of your professional development. And I wish it will really be so. So if there are no other questions or comments, let me know. If any one of you still would like to have a last comment, this is the time to raise your hands, which I, by the way, can't see here. Does anyone like still to say something? Maria?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can now. Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry, background noise.
Okay. On the level note. Okay, I don't.
Mariam, would you like still to come in?
Maybe we can ask her to write her comment in the chat section.
Yes. Anyone else would like to come in? No? If not, let me really thank all of you and wish you a fantastic future with your new title of Black Sea Young Ambassadors. And I would also like to thank the PERSEUS ambassadors, our representatives from the All-Atlantic and from the Mediterranean. And keep in touch, connect, act, share. I think that's going to be one of your leitmotifs in future, and we hope so. So with that, I think we close this session. Baris, would you like to really take over again the chairing, or shall I close by saying a few words about the mission, the Horizon Europe Future Mission?
Yes, Ziggy. I just want to thank all the ambassadors and the Connect team that supported them, and of course you, the Commission, for all the efforts to make it real. Really, both sessions today were excellent, very, very professional and very, very inspirational, and I'm extremely happy to have these new young faces among us. It's critical for all the basins, of course, to have the young generation involved, but especially for the Black Sea, it was very, very important. And so I would like to let you, for your final remarks, and then we can close the session. Thank you, Ziggy.
Baris, would you not first like to have a group photo of all the ambassadors so that they all put on the screen, the video camera?
Maybe we can do it after your talk, because participants may want to leave while we're doing that, so we have the time to organize that. If okay, yeah.
Would you be so kind and put up this very short PowerPoint presentation, please?
Yes.
So the Commissioner has already spoken about the Future Horizon Europe mission, and she outlined the focus, she outlined as well a little bit of timeline, and so I have the pleasure and the honor now to walk you through and to give you more insights into what the high-level group that we have established to advise the Commission has put forward as their vision. So let me make really this, let me explain this. We have, of course, worked very closely with this high-level group under the chairmanship of former Commissioner Pascal Lamy. And it is now up to the Commission to take this advice and to see how are we going actually to roll it out, and what are we doing now with the advice, with the report that we have received. So the title of the mission given by the high-level group, suggested by the high-level group, is Mission Starfish 2030, Restore Our Ocean and Waters. I will explain to you a little bit why the word starfish afterwards. But also the report contains very clear targets, as you see. By 2030, we have to clean the marine and fresh waters. We have to restore the degraded ecosystems and habitats. We want to decarbonize the blue economy in order to sustainably harness the essential goods and services they provide. This is a statement, but this is also an objective and a very ambitious target. Next slide, please. When the mission was put forward by the legislator, actually, the European Parliament and the representatives in the Council, and it is part of the Horizon Europe Future Research and Innovation Programme. It has the title, it's the whole area of ocean, seas, coastal and inland waters. So it is the whole aquasphere, or the whole life actually of ocean and waters. And you can see how complex that is, but let me again stress all forms of life on Earth depend on water. If in future the water is not healthy, there will simply be no life. And I think this is something that whatever targets and whatever actions we will put forward, we have always really to remind ourselves that this is a life-threatening issue if we are not acting now. And if you look at the ocean and the water, we are talking about 75% of the Earth's surface, because of course it's all the inland water and the lakes as well. So we have badly treated, and we know that. I'm not going now into the whole issues, because particularly yesterday, many of these issues were already mentioned, the threats, the challenges to have a healthy ocean and sea. So it is simply an issue that we need to act now in a sustainable way. Otherwise, we will not have a healthy ocean. And the challenge as well to have the whole aquasphere together is that for the first time, we have to look into the coherent system. Yesterday, I spoke to you about a systems approach. Well, here in this picture, what better picture can you have really to understand all the interlinked factors? And so that is the reason why, next slide, please. No, not this one, yes. Yeah. That's the reason why the metaphor of a starfish was actually taken to show how important all the different legs are. So for the first time, the proposal talks really about, puts forward a holistic and coherent vision to address the various interacting and cumulative threats to our ocean and waters. And let me a little bit tell you the story of a starfish. Now, first of all, the starfish is a symbol of life underwater, and it's an extraordinary creature. For example, its decentralized nervous system enables the regeneration of lost arms. Likewise, the mission Starfish 2030 will enable regeneration of marine and water ecosystems via 5 interdependent objectives. The starfish natural habitat is also our home. To care for the health of our ocean and waters is fundamental to the health of our planet. As I said at the beginning, it is fundamental to the well-being and it's fundamental to the prosperity. The starfish, like all life on Earth, is threatened by our lifestyle. And to save it, we have to act. And that is why this inspired the group to come up with 5 objectives. First of all, we know that there is a huge knowledge gap. We still don't know what is underwater. We know that 5%, or maybe now 10% of the world's sea floor has been mapped. I don't know how much of the Black Sea has actually been mapped. So we don't know what is beneath. In addition to that, to the knowledge gap, we have an emotional gap, because when people are very often threatened about the waters, the ocean, the seas. This is particularly true if someone does not live on the coast. So we heard it, the different activities of our young ambassadors, they are all geared towards filling this emotional gap, and that is fantastic to hear to them. We are treating our sea, ocean as a trash bin, so we have really to act and to strive for zero pollution. Can we do that? Let's see. We have to regenerate marine and freshwater ecosystems. And we have to make sure through completely different ways on how we look at our economy. How can we really decarbonize? How can we produce clean ships? How can we produce clean energy, offshore energy? And for all of this, of course, we need new governance systems. And this is particularly the case because here for the first time, we talk about marine and we talk about inland waters. And the governance systems are completely still separated. Maybe the Danube is a very good test case where you really bring together the land-sea connection. So this is something maybe we can get back to you and have quite some interesting discussions for the mission. Next slide, please. You have already heard from the Commissioner that one of the really most important elements, and this is probably a new feature, is the co-creation and the engagement of citizens in the definition, in the scoping, in the implementation, and the rollout of the mission. And why is that so? Because if it is going to be a mission which adheres to several of the criteria, it has to be inspirational, it has to deliver within a certain time frame, it has to deliver a public good. Well, the public good is something that has to change people's life, to make it better. And that public good needs really to be co-owned by the citizens. And that is why citizens need to be an integral part. And we have started throughout Europe, you see it here in many countries, to start this process of talking to people, of engaging in a dialogue about the mission's objective. Is that what citizens expect? Or is the high-level report too ambitious, not feasible? Can it be carried through? Is it delivering what really needs to be done for the people? So that is why we have really engaged, and we will engage even more so in citizens' engagement and co-creation. And there are, as you can see, there are many very light gray spots around the Black Sea. So we hope that in future, in one of the meetings, we can have a dedicated discussion and bring really many different stakeholders. It's not only the scientists. We need the citizens. We need industry. We need the policymakers. We need the regional governments. We need the young generation. So That is what we mean by co-creation. And the last slide, please. And I come back really to the time to act is now. And we have heard that as well from the Commissioner. And we invite you really to become stewards of this mission and to engage with us in the next months, in the next years, to roll it out successfully. This is something that we have a unique chance in Europe and globally now to take forward. But we cannot do it on our desks in an office. We need you to help us and to bring this message further and to act and to deliver. Thank you very much. And stay in touch. Here you have different websites. Our website still needs to as well to have a good beefing up, but you can find the report, you can read it. What you can also find, but only unfortunately for the moment, in the EU languages, so only in this case in Bulgarian and in Romanian, we have produced what we call a citizen's summary. So it's a 2-page which can be used immediately to really explain what this mission is all about, what it wants to achieve. But we need as well your input, and for that we invite you to send us your comments and questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Ziggy, for this very important information that you have shared us, and you can be sure that as the Black Sea Connect will be contributing to the mission Starfish, and I would like to congratulate you and all your team for this great achievement and putting forward this mission. And I would like to thank everyone for joining us